Agents for Change is a digital exhibition to serve as a reminder of a threshold moment in the liberation struggle where the 6 of the 10 Rivonia trial accused were arrested in a police raid on the 11th of July 1963. This virtual walkabout of the painful history of South Africa is currently up and open to be viewed by the public on the Liliesleaf website. And for more on this, I'm joined on Skype by the CEO of Liliesleaf, Nicholas Wolpe. Nicholas, a very good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. Welcome.
Thank you for having me, Simply. And good morning to your listeners.
And do take us through what sparked this exhibition and why showcase it at this particular time?
Well, I think it comes down to the fact that we've all been talking about COVID-19 for the last 8 months and the impact of COVID-19 and the consequences of COVID-19. And we had to review in terms of how Liliesleaf, as a historical site, was going to address this pandemic and the changing dynamic of the market in terms of tourism. And also within that context, we've been talking a lot over the last 8 months about the impact COVID-19 has been having and how it's been highlighting the gross inequalities that exist in our society, the gross inequalities in terms of wealth, in terms of access to healthcare, access to education. And the reason we developed it and called it Agents for Change, we felt we were at our Kairos moment, that we were at a moment where we needed to seize the change. We needed to seize that moment and make the required changes, just like the Rivonia trialists did, just like what they seized the moment back in 1961 following the Sharpeville massacre in 1960 and recognizing the need that they cannot continue along the same path of peaceful negotiation while at the same time the apartheid state was responding by its only response, and that was violence. So the Agents of Change tries to highlight the importance of the Rivonia trialists by drawing upon the information at Liliesleaf and putting it online. But there is also, if I may say, another aspect of why we did this. And this was done in conjunction with the National Institute for the Humanities and Social Sciences. And their objective is to promote the social sciences, the humanities. Because over the last 70 years, the humanities have been under attack. There has been a concerted effort by governments to minimize the importance of the humanities, beg your pardon, and its importance to understanding our society. And again, this exhibit tries to highlight and indicate why the humanities are such an important subject or topics, just like history, in order for us to appreciate and understand where we have come from and what we're trying to achieve today going forward.
Okay. Nicholas, do break down for us exactly what people that will be going onto your website to view this exhibition are going to see and experience.
Well, we've effectively taken Liliesleaf, aspects of Liliesleaf, and put it on. So if you go to the thatched cottage, you will engage with the raid. You will engage with what happened during the raid at Liliesleaf, because it was most of the Rivonia trialists who were arrested at Liliesleaf, 5 of them were in the thatched cottage discussing and debating Operation Maibua, Come Back Africa, which was the plan, the military plan to invade South Africa. And you will also engage with Operation Maibua. So wherever you go on the site, you will begin to engage with information pertaining to that particular era. You will engage with the information. And it's done in such a way that it is not linear, that you are exploring. Because one of the bylines of Liliesleaf is a journey of discovery and enlightenment. That's what we want people to go on, a journey of discovery and enlightenment, because underpinning that is the idea of education, of educating not only South Africans, but the world about what our struggle was about, what we wanted to achieve, and what our objectives were.
Now, in
And
the spirit
what
of the
we
journey of enlightenment and discovery, as you've just rightly mentioned there, Nicholas, now that all the Rivonia trialists are no more, with Ndate Andrew Mlangeni having passed away a few weeks ago, how do we then educate the masses, especially those that are detached from this history, about this particular history?
Well, this is one of the reasons why we've developed this. Put it online. And I know you may come back and say, but Nick, let's be realistic. We still struggle with accessibility in terms of Wi-Fi connection to the rural schools, computers, and the infrastructure. But at the same time, the objective is to make it as accessible as possible. One of the problems, Simpiwe, we face is that our archives are inaccessible. Our archives are not available or easily available for the people. And Caroline Hamilton says our archive is the storehouse to our unborn child. So the objective of this is to make our history available because we are struggling. We are in a struggle to keep the memory of our past alive. And you just made reference to the passing of Andrew. Andrew was the last physical connection to the Rivonia trial in terms of the trialists. Dennis Goldberg, who passed away earlier in the year, was the last physical connection to the Rivonia trialists who were arrested at Liliesleaf. So slowly but surely, that physical connection that linked us to the past is dying. It is now our responsibility.
We're out of time, unfortunately, Nicholas. Just briefly, speaking of the inaccessibility of archives, and with so many archives and pieces of information, articles and exhibitions, how then do we ensure that history is told and portrayed truthfully and without distortions?
Well, I think it's a collective responsibility. It is the responsibility of institutions like Liliesleaf. It's the responsibility of the Department of Education. It is a collective responsibility. To answer your question about truthfully, that is a very subjective and quite a complex answer. All one can do, all Liliesleaf does is take the voices of the individuals and put it out there for people to experience firsthand about what these individuals experienced and what they had to say.
Okay, Nicholas, great chatting to you. Thank you so much for your time. That was the CEO of Liliesleaf, Nicholas Wolpe, and he's been speaking to us about their Agents for Change, a virtual exhibition that is currently underway on the Liliesleaf website.